the grid of the Earth was dismantled and interfered with. It was broken up and interfered with by other entities. That's why we see the reality on the Earth now, because they created holes and blockages in that grid system. And we said earlier that the physical brain is coherent with that, and so
our physical brain is coherent with the dismantled grid. So this is
course.
why
Of course.
get into addictive behaviors, because there's no space for its continuity within the total universal grid that we really should be aligned with. Now, did the archons do this? I mean, not that. Who did this to us?
Okay, so that's like happened 250 years ago, 250,000 years ago. So, this is from, other entities that were exploring the galaxy and this planet actually, and they started, kind of experimenting with this.
Did you tell me that the grid was just rebuilt?
Yeah. So what happened is, just to follow this for people who are listening to this for the first time. So imagine, like I said, so you are here on the Earth and your brain is supposed to be coherent with this grid system that then is coherent with the universe. So then you are communicating directly with the entire universe. But if some guy, again, simplifying, comes and stands over here and blocks an entire area right above your head and creates a hole, an actual hole, it's broken. Well, the corresponding part in your brain, because your brain has the exact same structure, it has the 3 grids, it has the same, well, the part in your brain doesn't have access because there's a big hole in the road, if you will. Well, if I put a bunch of holes all around the planet, now I have pretty much affected everyone on the planet. And so you do that a year after another, hundreds of years and thousands of years and 250,000.
Every incarnation as well. So we get in the habit of thinking like we're have these holes in our grids. Anyway, go ahead.
Exactly, yeah. So that's the reason why humans, one generation after another, is now born within that reality that's full of holes, that is disconnected from the universal consciousness. Well, after hundreds and thousands of generations, you get what you have on the Earth now. So that is the reason why it's extremely dangerous to travel through that grid, because the highway that is supposed to lead you from here to Saturn in one shot is blocked off, and so you're kind of being like detour, if you will. Again, we're simplifying. You're all of a sudden you're finding yourself, you're supposed to be your particles. Sometimes even you could have one arm stuck in one place and the rest of you somewhere else. Think about that. So it's extremely dangerous.
So, but now that the grid has been rebuilt, yeah, go ahead.
So what happened is that, and that's the reason why, and I hope a lot of people will relate to that, because since the year 2000, actually since 2,000 years ago and since the year 2000, the main work that is being done that is being assisted by, let's say, the universal consciousness and those beings, is to create a new grid. Because like I said, the grid holds the species together. The grid connects the species to the universe. And so that grid has been rebuilt. So it's not the one that was broken, but it was too damaged. It was just too damaged for it to try to stitch it together.
We are now free to teleport. So I just want you to tell people that it's okay to teleport again.
Well, no, not yet, because the thing is, what happened is that there's a new grid, but the problem is there's the new grid and the old grid. So they're on top of each other.
The old grid has not dissolved.
So we are still, kind of seeing the two separating. So if you're still trying to, you know, use that. It's still not quite time yet, but soon, coming soon.
Tell me when you get the green light to go ahead. And
I will for sure, for sure, for sure. But that also explains a lot of why also many generations and people have reincarnated over and over and have not been able to leave the planet, because you're supposed to finish your reincarnation cycle and leave and get on and go to another planetary experience or another galaxy.